evening. I'm Peggy Scott Laborde, and welcome to Steppin Out, spotlighting the New Orleans area's arts and entertainment scene. Seated at our table tonight, Philip Straub with the Amici organization that helps present the Metropolitan Opera regional auditions this weekend. Hey, it's good to see you again.
Glad to be back.
Hello.
Glad to be back.
Poppy Tucker, host of the weekly program Louisiana Eats on WWNO Radio. Hey, Miss Poppy.
Hey, Peg.
Hey. Making his debut, Michael Kaufman, band leader of Les Hôtes, and also involved with an event concerning the Rolling Elvi group. So we'll hear more about that. And we're also going to hear Les Hôtes later, too. So we're real excited.
Happy to be here.
Welcome. Hi. And Alan Smason, editor of the online Crescent City Jewish News. Hey, Alan. How you doing? But first, we start with Poppy.
Well, you know, in the new year, there are so many reasons to get healthy and feel good. And there's so many places in New Orleans where you can pursue that if you want. And of course, down in St. Claude, there's the New Orleans Healing Center. And in there, you have the Island of Salvation Botanica in case you need to get your mojo back. And there's the Food Co-op, who are actually holding a health fair next Saturday. But there's also a really wonderful restaurant and coffee house that even has a smoothie and juice bar, and that's Fatouche. And the owner, Fatma, just makes you feel so at home. You can go there and hang out from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m., I think, and she doesn't care. And you can have breakfast, lunch, and dinner there, and that would delight her. She serves, her specialty is Mediterranean food. So you're going to see, you know, your wonderful baba ganoush, your wonderful all those yummy, yummy, yummy things. But you're also going to get Italian food that's really delicious. On Mondays, you can get red beans. The coffee house is separate, even though you can walk from one to the other. And the restaurant is a lovely sit-in, dine-in restaurant where you can have everything from a glass of wine to some Turkish coffee. So head on down to Fatouche and get some of the benefits of the Healing Center. And then, if you need a little healing uptown, I found a brand new place that has only been open for a month. It's on Magazine Street, and it's called Raw Republic. And it has been a really long time since I have been as impressed with a young couple like Sheena Menina and her partner, Evan Cretini. She's 25 years old. She's a very old soul. She's visionary. At Raw Republic, they specialize in all sorts of wonderful juices that are cold pressed. It's a different method. And it's the first time I've ever had anything green to drink that I liked. It was all delicious. And there's so much more in there than just, there's wonderful takeout, quick little foods, that superfoods that you can get. She's got all sorts of cosmetics. That's the process that they actually go through. That's the machine. And they're raw, they're fresh. You're getting all the nutrient benefits out of it. And she even has a cozy little window you can sit in and visit. And she has all of these healing things on the shelves. There's, for instance, I've got right here, I brought along some calm and some balance. Because you can never get enough calm and balance, can you? And I'll tell you, it makes me feel calm and balanced.
Wait, hold that up again.
Yeah.
Let's show it, too. And where is it on Magazine?
It's right across from where Savvy Gourmet used to be.
Sure.
Everybody knows where that is.
And
she has, this is also really fascinating, love truffles that they are low glycemic. So if you're diabetic, these love truffles could be very good for you. They're made with coconut sugar. Then, so we have to have a little sin in the week. And so the most sinful thing that happened to me this week was the delivery on Monday of a king cake from Dominica. And the king cake from Dominica, if you didn't get it last year, get on it. It's bananas, it's pecans, it's a caramel glaze. That's real edible gold leaf. It's $39. They'll deliver it anywhere in the CBD for a $10 delivery fee, or you can pick it up. And I have to say, it's like sin in a box.
it's very elegant looking.
It's very elegant looking. Happy Mardi Gras.
Yeah, really. Very happy. Thank you, Poppy. And we turn to Philip. And I mean, you're almost like a regular here because we see you a few times a year, but this is an important time.
This is opera time again. It's time for the Metropolitan Opera National Council auditions. Happens every year about this time here in New Orleans. The Met auditions are the longest running opera auditions in the country, maybe in the world. This is its 61st year.
And while we talk about this, we're going to show some previous winners who have local connections too. So we'll just go ahead and do that as you chat.
Okay. We have 3 regions that will be competing here in New Orleans, finalists from Puerto Rico and Houston, and then on Saturday we will have our district auditions for the New Orleans area. We'll pick winners Saturday. They will join the group on Sunday for the regional finals. The auditions on Saturday are free and open to the public. The regional finals on Sunday there's a $10 charge that we ask for people who come in. It's important to note at this point, though, that this is completely run by Amici, and Amici members come to this for free. I'll talk a little bit more about Amici in a bit. But for the auditions, we make it a practice to have professional judges. This year we will have Paul Groves, who's a world-renowned tenor, was born in Lake Charles, lives in Madisonville. We will also have Gianna Rolandi, a retired director and the current vocal advisor for the Ryan Opera Center at the Lyric Opera of Chicago. Not exactly a schlock operation. No. We have Bruce Donnell, who is a stage director who has, in fact, directed many of our local stars in operas. And then the lady who's in charge of the whole show, Gayletha Nichols, the executive director from New York. As I mentioned, this is all done by Amici volunteers. Amici is a 501c3 organization, which makes contributions to it tax deductible, as allowed by law. We will have over 40 people working this weekend in Roussel Hall to make sure this thing comes together. Out of that group of people who are auditioning on Sunday, 1 person will be chosen to go to New York to sing on the stage of the Met Opera at the semifinals, piano, the finals on the 30th, full Met orchestra. It's really, really impressive.
What I really love about your organization, though, is if someone, let's say, can't afford the expenses in New York, whether it's a pretty dress or a new suit or airfare, that's part of what Amici does, isn't it?
Yes. We have had on several occasions men and women who had either outgrown their outfits, something that never happens to any of us, right? Or they had the wrong size to start with. And when they get to New York, they have to be dressed appropriately to perform at the Met. So Amici will contribute to helping them get the right kind of clothing. We've had a number of really, really now famous winners who have come from New Orleans. The first one I'd like to mention is Brian Email. Loyola, Jesuit High School, local boy. That's a picture of him in Les Troyens at the Met in New York. Last December, he had to fly from London to New York over a weekend and appear on the stage on Monday. Knocked the socks off the critics in New York.
And we broadcast it at PBS and WYS broadcast it.
What's wonderful about Brian and all of the other people is when you meet them, they're normal. If you can say this, they're normal New Orleans people. Really friendly. We've had others from here as well, Davida Caranas. We've had other folks who've come through New Orleans, but from other regions. One I'd like to mention is our judge, Paul Groves. Paul Groves actually won the Met auditions in 1991 in a different region. But he too has appeared. He has appeared last week in Chicago with Davida Caranas on the stage in Chicago, at the Chicago Lyric. Rare occasion, 2 Metropolitan Opera winners from the same geographical area appearing in the same opera at the same time. Extraordinarily unusual. Mentioned Amici. Amici members get to go to this function. Oops, I've gotten hooked. They get to go to this function for free. They also get to enjoy the benefits of the Amici membership. They can join Amici either at the auditions or by contacting Diane Dupin, and we'll show her number and email address on the screen. So if you can, please come join us Saturday for free, Sunday for 10, or join Amici and get in for free, and see some really good young singers who are going to make a splash in the future.
Well, and you all have events throughout the year, and I remember when you had Elizabeth Futrall here, and she was one of our guests. So you do fun stuff throughout the year, as well as raising funds for these
We've had Brian down here to sing, we've had Elizabeth down here to sing, and we will continue to do that. And in fact, on Sunday afternoon, while the judges are deliberating for the regional finals, Nell Nolan will be interviewing Sarah Jane McMahon on the... We all know Sarah Jane, right?
Yes, we love her.
She will be interviewing Sarah Jane on the stage to let the singers know what it's like to go and have a career in the arts and to become, you all know, Sarah Jane is a new mother.
She's a brand new mom. Beautiful, beautiful
She
baby.
sang with the Three Priests at Tulane like a week after she had the baby and just hadn't lost a note. But anyway, she will be on stage being interviewed by Nell Nolan. So it's going to be a great weekend. Please, everybody, come if you can.
Well, congratulations, Philip. Thank you for all your hard work,
Thank
too.
you.
And we turn to Michael. And Michael, tell us a little bit about the group.
Well, Peggy, we're a French yeye pop band.
Now explain that.
Well, yeye is a style of French music that came about in the early 60s. And the yeye is basically a term coined off of the expressions that rock and roll singers make during their songs. Yeah, yeah. So.
And les autres, meaning the others?
Yes,
or?
it means the others. It's actually we took the name from a Jean-Paul Sartre quote, which says "L'enfer c'est les autres," hell is other people. But we use that sort of as a rebellious sort of thing.
Now, you all perform pretty much mostly in French?
Yes, in fact, exclusively in French.
Exclusively in French. And tell us about this upcoming event.
So we're really excited to be a part of the Crew of the Rolling Elvis Big Top Birthday Bash, which is a benefit for the Roots of Music, an organization we feel positive Elvis would have approved of, you know, being so involved with music.
Raising money,
exactly,
funds for
exactly.
Musical instruments.
Indeed,
for
indeed. And it's going to be at the Howlin' Wolf on January 17th, and it's a circus carnival themed party. We hope to have some sideshow entertainment. We hope to have some carnival goodies, and we've got several great acts. Les Autres will be opening, but we've got Clockwork Elvis, who has a long-standing relationship with the crew, and oh, those guys are fantastic. And then we've got the Creole String Beans headlining with John Groh at this event.
So I think we have a full screen with all those details too. But now some of the band members here are Rolling Elvi too.
Not just Rolling Elvi, but you actually have 3 of the board members of the Crew of the Rolling Elvi involved in this particular project.
And just in case there's somebody who doesn't know what the Rolling Elvi is, this of course is a Mardi Gras crew, but you all have other activities throughout the year too, dressed as Elvi and paying homage to the king.
We do. In fact, we like to find ourselves involved in a lot of fundraising around town. When we can offer our jumpsuits for any kind of worthy cause, we're happy to be there, scooters and all.
So what are you all playing tonight?
Tonight we'll be playing a French version of Ray Charles' "What Did I Say?"
All right.
And it's a little bit of an homage. Elvis covered it in his Viva Las Vegas. And so we've got a little bit of a tie-in there with Elvis as well.
We'll let you get up and get ready for that. And
okay.
Please do. And what I, of course, love about the Rolling Elvi, and they're usually with us around Mardi Gras, so hopefully they'll be back with us soon, is they do so many things and a lot of good works through the year as well as having fun, or in Mardi Gras parades, but also at the running of the bulls. I think you see a few Elvi there too. So we're ready to go. Take it away, Mike. Wait, are you going to introduce our folks first?
I'm sorry.
You go ahead and do that, though. We'll be very polite. Okay.
So, the band, we have on lead vocals the lovely Miss Karine Luguinho, hailing to us from right outside of Paris. On the bass, we have Vincent Avila.
Vince.
On the guitar, we have Mark Duros. And keeping us in rhythm, we have Ben Goslin.
All right, take it away, kiddos.
Regarde un peu ce beau garçon, je voudrais bien connaître son nom. Est-ce que tu le sais? Est-ce que tu le sais? Dis-moi. Crois-tu qu'il m'a remarqué? Je voudrais bien savoir le voir. Le sais. Est-ce que tu le sais? Dis-moi. On dirait qu'il n'a pas remarqué. Est-ce que tu le sais? Est-ce que tu le sais? Dis-moi. que tu le sais?
Est-ce 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 que tu le sais?
Thank you, Les Hôtes, and we'll hear more from Les Hôtes in just a little while. But first, on to Mr. Smason.
Maybe we should say yay, 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 because we're going to talk about the Beatles in a little bit. But right now, continuing with our French theme, I wanted to talk about La Concierge Solitaire. That was the production that was done about 2 years ago at the New Orleans Fringe Festival, presented in joint production with St. Francisville Transitory Theater and Southern Repertory. They did this for the New Orleans Fringe Festival. It was written by Matthew Morris and Andrew Ferrier. La Concierge Solitaire turned out to be a gem in the raw. It was a wonderful piece of acting portrayed by Cecile Montaigne. And she had this wonderful, wildly imaginative personage that she portrayed, a one-woman show. The show was actually brought to St. Francisville after it appeared here in New Orleans. And it was done in that time by dramaturge Helen Jacques. She took over the role of the Concierge Solitaire. But it was a show that needed a little bit of tweaking and a little bit of altering. Jack ordered that they do a few little changes here and there. The scriptwriters removed a few of the pieces of the script, and the result is that they have now a new and improved script for La Concierge Solitaire. It's now playing at the Elm Theater. I was lucky enough to see it on opening night. Over the course of an hour and 5 minutes, Cecile Montaigne plays 7 different characters. They're all, of course, imagined, summoned up by the actress as she's in a lonely, abandoned hotel. Montaigne goes through a gamut of emotions. At times she's exhilarating, at times she's, scared. She's wonderfully brilliant in the role. Her performance is sort of like watching Fully Committed, if you remember that one-man show that was done. But she's remarkable in her approach to this work, and the characters that she actually creates actually hold conversations one with the other. So it's wonderful. This particular type of show is I guess, part of the reason that I fell in love with theater to begin with. It's a creation of something from nothing. You really contemplate that work long after its one act is completed, and I really recommend it. It's going to run all the way through the end of the month. Now, I did mention the Beatles, did I not? 3 years ago, Rain, a tribute to the Beatles, played 8 performances at the Mahalia-Jackson Theater. And the multimedia show will be returning this next week, opening next Friday at the Sanger Theater. And here's a bit of what makes Rain a good forecast for New Orleans.
Let's take a look.
It's been a hard day's life, and I've been working like a dog. It's been a hard day's life, I should be sleeping like a log. Yesterday, love was such an easy game to play. We'll shake it up, baby, now. Shake it up, baby. Twist and shout. Twist and shout. It was 20 years ago today. Sergeant Pepper talked about the play.
Now, any true Beatles fan knows there can never be a substitute for the Beatles. The Fab Four, are always sort of in hallowed hall fame, if you will. But this is a very slick production, and it's different than a lot of other tribute bands. The reason why is every single note that is sung, plucked, strummed, or beaten is actually done by the performers on stage. They actually have no canned music or soundtrack, and when you see a live show of them emulating, let's say, the Ed Sullivan performance, it's actually the actors on stage doing it. They're not using any kind of film that had been done and culled from some sort of film library. So you actually get the feeling of being really in the middle of a live Beatles performance. They start off with the Ed Sullivan Show, and we're coming up on the 50th anniversary of that Ed Sullivan performance on February the 9th, 1964. That's going to be 50 years, and it's also going to be this year on a Sunday. And they start off with songs like I Want to Hold Your Hand, All My Loving, I Saw Her Standing There, and then they move into the middle period, Hard Day's Night, I'm Happy Just to Dance With You, Yesterday, and then eventually into Sgt. Pepper's. And the latter part of the show deals with some of their psychedelic era, Hello, Goodbye, things like Revolution, Get Back, the last songs that were done on Let It Be and also on Abbey Road. The Beatles could really ask for no better tribute band than Rain, a tribute to the Beatles. I really enjoyed it the last time it was there, and I want to remind everybody that this is not only a tribute for people who are of the baby boomer and generation, but also for the kids who are coming up to really experience what it was like to be in there.
And it's just 2 days, with 2 days,
yes,
Friday and
they have 4
Saturday.
performances, so again, they had 8 the last time, so you had twice as much of an opportunity last time as you will at the Sanger, but this is going to be the first time they will be performing in the Sanger Theater, so get out there too. I think it's going to be wonderful. Now, one other thing, we have our local theaters here on the scene, and they're now starting to figure out what they're going to be presenting in the next season. We were lucky last Friday, the Rivertown Theaters of Performing Arts, run by Kelly Fushi and Gary Rucker of Theater 13 Productions fame, unveiled their season. I'm just going to talk a little bit about the first part of it, the part that's going to take place this next year. I don't want to go into 2015, but they're going to start off with Shrek the Musical. Never actually been here in New Orleans. It's a local production. It's going to be the regional premiere for Shrek the Musical starting up in September, and then that'll be followed by the incredible One Man, Two Governors, and Sean Patterson, our wonderful local actor, is going to be portraying the title role, if you will, and then Alan Menken's A Christmas Carol, again another of 3 regional premieres. This is the third, A Christmas Carol the Musical. Alan Menken's musical is going to actually be here for the first time. So Rivertown Theaters is off to a great start for next year already. They're soliciting their season tickets, as you will. And they're going to have 2 other musicals and a Ricky Graham comedy that'll wrap up the remainder of the 2015 season. But I just wanted to make that as well.
All right. And let me reiterate, because I misspoke. Rain is 3 days. It's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So we just want to make sure, because there's a lot of Beatle fans out there. A lot of Beatle fans, too. And now it's time, though, for our Artist Spotlight. Tonight we are featuring the number 39 by Noah Satterstrom. Originally from Natchez, Mississippi, Satterstrom earned his BFA at the University of Mississippi before traveling to Scotland to earn his MFA at the School of Art in Glasgow. His latest work is a part of a group exhibit, also including works by J.R. Allen and Robert Malone at the Carol Robinson Gallery. That's right there in Napoleon off Magazine Street, and it's through January 31st. They'll be closing early at 3 p.m. tomorrow because of what could it be? The Saints playoff. Visit carolrobinsongallery.com for more information. And New Orleans Magazine's quiz queen, Julia Street, has a question for us. Last time, Rocky Smith gave us the names of at least 2 NFL teams named after birds. You could have answered Eagles, Cardinals, Falcons, Ravens, or the Seahawks. Now, tonight's question. The Saints have 2 costumed mascots. One is of a big-chinned football player. The other is of a St. Bernard dog. What are their names? Email your answers to steppinout@wyes.org. Our prizes: a Louisiana Life magazine subscription, a gift certificate for Vianne's Tea House, offering their culinary and gourmet tea experience for 2. Louisiana Eats by Poppy Tucker. Yay! Signed copy, I might add. And Mardi Gras by Errol Laborde, both published by Pelican. Also, Errol will be signing Mardi Gras Chronicles of New Orleans Carnival next Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. at the Hubble Public Library. That's the Hubble Branch in Algiers Point. Call 596-3113 for more information. And now our picks. Michael.
Crew de Lune is hosting a benefit for the Eden House at the Rusty Nail on January 24th, and Les Autres will be playing from 8 to 9.
And what are you going to close with tonight?
We'll be closing with Laissez tomber les filles, which means
which means?
Which means forget about the girls. One day you'll, if you keep messing around with the girls, you'll get your own.
Okay, Bobby.
Unheard of. Tickets still available for the Chef's Charity for Children. This Tuesday, coming up, it's the greatest deal. Leah Chase, only woman allowed to cook with them, and $65, and you get the cookbook too.
Okay, great. Phil.
In keeping with my operatic theme, I'm suggesting that people go to the Loyola University performance of The Magic Flute, Mozart's Magic Flute, on Friday the 24th and Saturday the 26th. You'll get to see singers from the auditions in the opera and singers in the opera who will be in the auditions in the future.
Fantastic. Alan.
I want to remind everybody that tomorrow night the LPO will be presenting Igor Stravinsky's L'Histoire du Soldat, which is a soldier's tale, and it's going to be done in the original octet with Vadim Guzman from Israel, and it's going to be at, of all places, New Orleans Athletic Club in their ballroom. So,
okay, thank you. And before we go to my picks, I wanted to share some photos from 12th night. The Funny 40 Fellows streetcar ride. Note we've got a picture of actually a blue dog, a tribute to George Rodrigue, one of the great costumes there. And thank you to Dominic Massa for these. And also thanks to Judy Petoni for this beautiful photo from the Joan of Arc parade the same night. January 6th is the Saints' birthday. And now the picks. Louisiana Humanities Center will have a reception next Wednesday to celebrate the publication of New Orleans Lit, edited by Nancy Dixon. This is a compilation of some of the city's most famous literary works. Begins at 6 p.m. and is free and open to the public. And don't miss the New Orleans theatrical premiere of the film Rebel next Friday at the Ogden Museum of Southern Art. The screening begins at 7 p.m. and follows with question and answer period with writer and director Maria Agee Carter. This is the amazing story of an Hispanic woman who fought as a soldier in the Civil War. Visit ogdenmuseum.org for more information. And looking ahead, New Orleans Magazine celebrates the 2014 Tops of the Towns winners Thursday, January 23rd from 7 to 10 p.m. at the New Orleans Public Belt Railroad. That's on Chappatillas. It's a beautiful facility. Tickets are $40 or $50 at the door. Go to myneworleans.com/tops to purchase tickets. And now we leave you with more from Les Out. Thanks for watching and good night.
Laisse tomber les filles, un jour c'est toi qu'on laissera. Laisse tomber les filles, un jour c'est toi qui pleureras. Oui, j'ai pleuré, mais ce jour-là, non, je ne pleurerai pas, non, je ne pleurerai pas. Je dirai c'est bien fait pour toi, je dirai ça t'apprendra, je dirai ça t'apprendra. Laisse tomber les filles, ça te jouera un mauvais tour. Laisse tomber les filles, tu le paieras un de ces jours. On ne joue pas impunément avec un cœur innocent, Tu verras ce que je ressens avant qu'il ne soit longtemps, La chance abandonne celui qui ne sait que laisser les cœurs blessés. Tu n'auras personne pour te consoler, tu ne l'auras pas volé. Laisse tomber les filles, un jour c'est toi qu'on laissera. Laisse tomber les filles, un jour c'est toi qui pleureras.